day, however. So it's time for our attention to go to the big story, which is the games happening today. Michigan State and Rutgers is the first one that's happening, about 5:30 Central Time tip-off, followed by Michigan-Nebraska. That's number 3 Michigan, number 5 Nebraska. And then the late one is that rivalry we were just talking about, Purdue and IU at 8 o'clock Central Time. Obviously, one of them is a bit more compelling to the casual fan than another. 2 teams in the top 5. Here's some things to know. These guys have combined for 38 wins and 1 loss at this point. We're at the end of January. They are combined 5-0 against ranked competition. Both play good defense. Both play good offense. This has a chance to be really special. And the weird thing is, it's just weird because we're not used to saying it with Nebraska. This is a Final Four game. This could be a preview of what we see in early April.
Yeah, and it's unbelievable to see at this point in the season. We knew Michigan would be really, really talented this season. We knew they'd be right there maybe to compete for a Final Four. But seeing Nebraska in this spot, it is unbelievable. It is big time. I go back to media days when Sam Hoiberg, Rick Max, they pull me aside. They say, hey, man, we have a shot to win this thing. And I look at them like they're crazy, but I don't say it, but I feel it. But to see them in this point, you got to think about Indiana as well, like we were just talking. It starts in the locker room. It starts with that belief. It starts at the top with Coach Hoiberg, goes down to the players. The players have to believe they can do something special. Nebraska believed in it, and here they are right now.
There are so many special things about Nebraska right now, but individually, what Price Sanford is doing is outrageous. He has now gone 8 straight games making 3 or more three-pointers.
Price Sanford over the last 4 games, all Big Ten Conference games, is averaging over 24 points a game and shooting it 50% from the three-point line. And that's on making 23s over the last 4. He's getting it done at a high level on the offensive end. We know he can knock down shots on the deep. He can make shots coming off screens. He can knock them down off ball screens, off the dribble. But his ability to cut without the basketball is special. It reminds me a lot of Keisei Tominaga from a season ago. Just the back cuts, the curl cuts. He fits in so well what Coach Hoiberg wants to do on the offensive end, which is why I love what Coach did in the transfer portal. He won perfectly. He got a guy to replace Keisei, come off those screens, knocking down shots from a high level. You bring in a guy like Braden Frager, a redshirt freshman. You think Bryce Williams, a guy that can go get a basket, score in the flow of an offense, get out in transition. We knew what Rick Mass brought to this lineup, but then you go out and you get Jamarcus Lawrence. You bring him back. I love that decision. A steady, hard-nosed point guard, can get in the lane and make plays, can knock down shots from deep. This Nebraska team was built to win, and I love how Coach put it together.
Yeah, it's so interesting. Jamarcus Lawrence was not seen as like, oh, he's one of the top 5 most important transfers in the country, but they knew who he was because he used to be there. They knew what they needed, and they knew it would be a good fit. Another guy that strikes me is a really interesting person because he's injured now is Braden Frager.
Yeah.
Frager has been so big. I mean, you've been talking about this guy went from like, oh, he could be a nice player to like NBA teams are watching him closely right now for this upcoming draft, believe it or not. How different is Nebraska if he's still out for this game?
You're different in a lot of ways. You look at Braden Frager, he's the guy, maybe the one guy on the roster that can go get his own basket off the dribble. We just talked about Price Sanford being a guy that needs a screen, a guy that can come off a pin down, a guy that can come off of a ball screen, a guy that's good in the motion offense, but he's not that great going to get his own game on off the bounce. So Braden Frager, when you need a basket, we need to clear out a side, go get me one, he can do that. When you need a tough offensive rebound, a guy that can crash from the wing, Braden Frager at 6'7", he can do that. And then also you think about Nebraska, they don't push it a bunch in transition, but when they do, they're successful because they have guys like Braden Frager, who's a long, athletic, can push the break, can go finish at the rim for himself, can knock down shots, but can also make decisions playing off 2 feet in transition. Braden Frager does a lot for this team. And then that's just offensively. Defensively, with his size, he can guard those bigger wings. He keeps the ball out of the lane. He rebounds at a high level. This redshirt freshman is not just one of the better freshmen in this conference, but he's starting to become one of the better freshmen in the country. Super meaningful to this squad on both ends of the floor.
He didn't play in their last game, hurt his ankle against Washington the game before. Don't know 100% yet when he will be able to return to this team, but they still won. They had that huge comeback at the end of the game in their last outing. Their winning streak is now at 24.
Big time.
If they win against Michigan, it'll not only be the biggest win in Nebraska basketball since forever, It'll give them 25 straight victories. That's the longest streak by any Big Ten team since that incredible Illinois 05 team won 29 in a row.
That Illinois 05 team made me fall in love with college basketball. D. Brown, Luther Head, Darren Williams, just big time. This Nebraska team, you look at them, they are that connected. You look at that Illinois squad, how they played together, how they flowed together, how it looked on the floor. This Nebraska squad is just as fun to watch. The way they move the basketball and share the sugar is impeccable. They just don't care who scores it. And that's so rare in today's college basketball to have a team full of guys that just doesn't care who gets the credit. They all five know that if you win games at this level, you win 25 straight, the entire team is going to get the credit. The entire team is going to get the notoriety. And then the thing I love about this Nebraska team, everybody brings something different. Price Sanford makes shots. Rick Mass, the facilitator, big fella, can knock down shots, can play in the lane. Burke Buchanan, a dog on the glass, going to play as hard as he can. Sam Herberg is one of the most better glue guys in the country. When you have a team where everybody does their role, everybody fits in perfectly, you get so much continuity, and then they like each other. Right. It just makes for a championship squad.
We updated this stat every game because it keeps growing. In the last 30 years, Nebraska played 8 games as a ranked team.
It's crazy.
This game against Michigan will be the 12th straight. That's just an incredible statistic. And yet, all that attention rightly goes to Nebraska. They're still undefeated. They are the story of the college basketball season. But a month ago, the story was Michigan. Because they weren't beating teams, they were taking away their will to live. It was an absolute destruction. Now, there have been closer games, which happens when you get into conference play, but Michigan is still sitting here 18-1. They had one loss to Wisconsin by only 3 points. And if you remember in that game, they gave up a ton of threes, 15 3-pointers. I assume that will be something Dusty May has been harping on.
Yeah, you look at that Wisconsin game, and I know you lost if you're Michigan, but it took Wisconsin to come in and make 15 threes, 8 in a row, and it took their backcourt, John Blackwell and Nick, to be able to go out there and score 50 combined. So if you think that's the recipe for success against the Wolverines, you have to be able to match that. But if I'm Coach Dusty May, if I'm in that locker room, the last 3-4 weeks, Michigan just hasn't played hard. If you look at that Ohio State game, Ohio State, give credit to them. They gave Michigan everything they wanted on both ends of the floor. But if you go back and you rewatch that final 9 minutes of the ball game, Michigan just ramped it up a little bit. They just started playing hard. They just started going a little bit harder. They crashed a little harder. They moved the ball a little bit better. The defense ramped up. And when Michigan plays with that type of intensity, they're one of the better teams in the country. There's nothing you can do with them because they're bigger than you, they're stronger than you, they're more athletic than you. And then when they use that defense to get them out of transition, good luck. That's who Michigan has to be. It can't just be roll this basketball out, let's just hoop. We have all the talent in the world. We've been dominating teams by 30. You got to play the game the right way. You got to play the game hard. You got to embrace the physicality of it. When Michigan does all of those things, the little things that it takes to win games, on the defensive end, the offense comes with it. There's nothing anyone in the country can do with them.
A lot of guys could step up. Merez, Yaxel, McKinney, they got a bunch of dudes who are able to go off and drop 20 points if they need it. By the way, busy week for Michigan. They got a top 5 matchup, then they got Michigan State.
Big time.
Ranked in the top 10 on the road, their main rival. So that's coming up later on for them. Okay.